It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge. Total Landscape Solutions.
Friends, Romans, and countrymen, epic deals await you at Toyota of Hollywood. You don't have to battle to get discounts of up to $4,500. Your chariot awaits. A Toyota Corolla, not $24,000, $19,988. Step into our arena where everyone is victorious at the #1 volume Toyota dealer, Toyota of Hollywood, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
Not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Walton Rayom can help.
It is Monday, 7 p, and he's got the green cup. Look at that.
Yeah, I had to bust out the Flanagan's cup today.
Yeah, talking racing now on the air. I'm Sean Stanley. Great Spencer O'Neill joins me, and my boys on to the round of 12. Not that I was going to be, that he wasn't going to make the round of 12, but listen, not going to sit here and say I watched the whole race, okay? I was watching an ass-kicking in the making. So I'm not going to lie there. I went back and forth, and I was watching different things. I saw the big wreck, but then when my boy took the lead, and we were at that time, we were in the post-show. And I missed a couple cues as I was watching a little bit of the racing going on, and I was supposed to put some stuff up. But hey, neither here nor there. The stuff got done. But my boy, number 11, takes it to the house.
Somebody won yesterday, right? You got somebody on. One of your guys won yesterday, right?
Yeah, somebody won. Thank goodness, man, because the other one was not there. Spencer, I'm gonna ask you straight up: how much of this did you take in? How much did you watch on Memorex? Oh, really? Okay, all right.
So
I had it playing. Had it playing beside me, but I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't 100% on there the whole time.
Yeah, so had it saved, DVR'd, went back and watched it, watched the whole race. Gotta tell you, awesome race. I
was watching it and I thought so. I thought the racing looked good. It looked chippy. The leaders kind of chippy. As they spread out. Yeah, as the leaders kind of spread out though, it got, top 3 or 4 kind of, but there was some racing going on. There definitely was racing going on.
Yeah, there was some racing yesterday. There was some bumps, some spins. It was a good time. It was an excellent race. at first when I'm watching it, I'm like, man, this thing's only 300 miles. Like maybe they should have made it longer. But looking back on it, like it kept the race with a sense of urgency. It was a perfect amount. It fit in about 3 hours. I got to fast forward through a bunch of stuff because I watched it later. So it took me about an hour and a half to watch it. Just fantastic. It really was. It was really good. I enjoyed that race a lot more than I knew I was going to. Also, didn't realize until, the race was on that this is the race that they call St. Louis. I guess
the gateway, because of the gateway, I guess, or whatever. Yeah.
And Enjoy Illinois 300 had me thrown off. I didn't know
it was
where
the
hell it was.
Enjoy Illinois 200 the day before for the Xfinity. I got to get used to this because today, just so everybody understands, they announced that Sam Mayer was coming back to race for JR Motorsports in the O'Reilly's series. And I'm like, O'Reilly's series? I'm like, what the hell is that? I'm like, oh, that's right. That's Xfinity next year.
Yep.
So I got to get used to that now. I got to get used to seeing that, man. But so for you, takeaways from the race. I mean, mine was that Toyota gets the 200th victory. Denny Hamlin gets his 59th.
Yep.
Then afterwards, he kind of says, that this contract that he just signed, the extension, maybe where he's going to be kind of done at the end of the 2 years. These next 70 races, I think, is how he kind of worded it. I know there was one Toyota driver that was not happy. That being the 20. I don't know. I mean, by now I'm sure people have heard Christopher Bell. He was not happy. Joey Logano thought he had a car that could run until he didn't. I know there's a Blaney quote out there that said, yes, we talked it out, but he's got one coming for him in November. So that should turn interesting. So all in all, and also, by the way, Logano went in 3 points under the cut line. And now I think he was at 21 is what I saw. He's 21 above for the cutoff right now. So, yeah, he's 21 above. And right now the 4 out are Dillon. SVG he's 15 points out. Alex Bowman, Josh Berry. And you know what I messed up on? And this is where I know I've been watching it all this time, and I know, but I forget that they reset everything. So even though SVG had these huge points, he really didn't, because by the time everybody else's playoff points and everything added in, he was not that far from the cutoff line. And then, of course, he had his, the bad race, and then Josh Berry might as well just he needs to win. He's got to win, Josh Berry. He wrecked.
Yeah, Josh Berry's got to win to get in. He's so far behind. He's pretty much out unless he wins.
He wrecked. I believe. I know he got wrecked. I don't know he got, but another DNF. And Bowman is just as far out as But right now it doesn't look like. I'm looking at the one in, and it really SVG is going to not probably make it to the round of 12, and I had him going to the round of 8. And
it made sense. It made sense when we talked about it, right? But those playoff points that you carry over into the playoffs are not worth as much as we thought. I mean, and the stage
if you
points.
Have one bad race, it's over, man. It is over.
The stage points at this point in time in the playoffs, they are so valuable. It is insane. I mean, Bubba Wallace in this race, he raced pretty well. I think he got 8th, but if you look at the points that everybody got because of he won stage 2, I mean, he got 44 points for the race, and he's in like 3rd or 4th in the playoff standings right now. I mean,
he's 4th, which is second. Denny Hamlin's got to win. Briscoe's got to win. Larson sits at plus 60. Bubba Wallace right behind him with plus 50.
Yeah.
I mean, they're comfortably in. I mean, they would have to almost, for Kyle Larson, he would basically have to not even start the race. And Bubba Wallace would have to finish, wreck the first lap to where he's like 39th or 40th. And then everybody's got to have
it would matter. I don't think it would matter. I think he would just be in.
Yeah. I mean, that's perfect case scenario. And they would have to win a stage because you got to, I mean, again, the max, I believe, is 10, 10,
60.
and I believe 60 is the max. So, again, somebody would have to be perfect for them. To be honest, I'm looking at this and the way it's shaking out, I mean, maybe Austin Centric might be, they can probably throw a story in there where he might be worried about his playoff life, but
It should be.
But honestly, man, he's comfortable. He's 11 points ahead, and you're ahead of Austin Dillon. Well, Dillon does run okay at Bristol, actually.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you look at this race, like you're almost comfortable with everything else, man. As long as you can. And Finn Sammy, thank you for the repost, my friend.
Listen, if Austin Centric gets put in the wall at lap 20, I mean, he's out.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah, no, that is true. That is true. But I'm thinking, like, if everybody runs the way they've been running this race, he's good. The top 12 is set.
I'd rather be 12 than 13, but yeah, no, he is in no way safe. And if one of those 4 drivers on the bottom wins, Austin Cindric is the next person out right now.
Yeah, no.
Now, to be fair, he's not like many points behind the people in front of him, so it's not like he's so far out. He could end up being, if he was to run 10th or something, he could end up being, I don't know, 9th in points by the time this is done, as far as the playoff points.
I'll say maybe he can catch Logano at 10. Because he's at plus 11, and then 8 points away is Ross Chastain, 10 points away is Logano, and then 17 to Chase Elliott at 9. Which again, depending on how you play your stage points and everything else, that 17 is not a hard number if you play it right and you run for stage points.
I mean, if he was to go out and win the race, obviously he's in. But if he got second and won a stage, and he got what's that? 49. 49.
If he won,
if he got second, he didn't win, but he won if he won a stage, and he got 49 points. I mean,
49. And then he'd probably have something in the first stage or second stage if he won one. I mean, unless he does something where he stays out and then has to pit and then falls way behind to where he can't. Because usually in the stages you might fluctuate, but you're usually going to get points because you're the top cars. The cream rises to the top usually, unless there's a strategy.
During this race.
Yeah, unless the strategy gets played to where you don't come in and pit and then you stay out enough to where we only fell back to 6th after the restart to get points, and then you won't get any points the rest of the day. But
I mean, we saw throughout the race that realistically there was only one driver that was consistently in the top 10 that wasn't a playoff driver, and that was John Hunter Nemechek.
Yeah, man, that car's been running good, man.
Yeah.
It feels like you keep hearing John Hunter Nemechek's name a lot lately, and it's not on.
And Eric Jones, Legacy's got something there.
Yeah, and it's not on tracks where it's like, oh, okay, here we go. It's the quote unquote the restrictor plate tracks where everybody runs somewhat. They're running pretty good on some of these other tracks that's very interesting to see how it plays out. Because remember, I mean, this is Richard Petty. This is Jimmy Johnson. I mean, there's some names involved in this that where they're not going to let this get like, you're not going to be just driving around the track to
it's
be
legacy for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's going to be, it's interesting to see how quickly they have moved up to where now you wonder, and this is kind of hard to say because I'm sitting here behind a microphone, never driven a car in my life. Is John Hunter Nemechek and Eric Jones the right drivers to have driving those cars?
John Hunter Nemechek is still young. Eric Jones is relatively young, but he's been around for a while.
No, they're both young, but
yeah.
If you want to win now, there's some names that possibly moving. Do you go, you know what? We know our cars can run good with these young guys. Let's put somebody in there that we know, because those cars are running good with those young guys. That's what I'm wondering. Like, are they at that point now to where they go, okay, we got good equipment. Now maybe we need to get a more seasoned driver to come over to get us some wins. And by season, I don't just mean a named driver. I mean a veteran driver that has won. Not just because somebody becomes a free agent or whatever, or they're a hot name, but somebody that with substance that comes over and says, boom, because they're showing those cars can run, man.
Tyler Reddick Tyler
Yeah.
Reddick might be an option. Did you see
That whole thing,
I don't know
I've
if he
not
filed
been
a
able to go
suit or a
through.
complaint or what it was, but did you see that essentially he's filed some sort of formal complaint against 2311 because he's essentially claiming that they have violated their contract with him by not making him a charter driver.
Hey, look, if they want to cash in with what they're trying to do, I would be cashing in with whatever you got to do, man. Honestly, at this point, man.
Yeah, I mean,
And maybe that's a CYA move that they told him, hey, look, run this, do what you got to do, because in case it doesn't go our way, you need to be covered. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of, because Reddick doesn't talk bad about 2311, and he's had number of times to where you could just drop, I mean, even a little bit of a crumb to show you're not happy. It does not feel like he's been running pretty damn well. I mean, this race kind of felt like a little bit, but and I thought he was running terrible because he hadn't won the races like he did the year before, but he still has been consistent as hell. And who is the manufacturer that is leaving? Are they leaving Ford and going Chevy? Who was it? I saw it the other day.
Oh, I don't know.
Damn it, I forgot who it was, but they're leaving Ford and they're going Chevy because they're going to be running the Hendricks.
Well, it's certainly not. It's certainly not Penske.
No, definitely Penske. No,
besides that, there's Wood Brothers.
It wasn't that one. Hold on a minute. I had it right here and I just lost it. Oh, it's Haas Factory. It's Cole Custer, the 41. Yeah. I mean, but again, I don't know. That's not as big as I thought it was. I mean, I thought it was going to be a team. It's really just a car now that's going over there. And honestly, Cole Custer has not, to me, in the Cup, not been that
yeah,
good.
And you're a single
at times, but like
you're a single car team. You're kind of like locked in with other people. If you're a single car team, yeah, go from one place to another. Why not? And if things aren't going well, driving a Ford, jump over to a Hendricks car and drive a Chevy and see what happens.
Yeah, you're not going to hurt. I mean, hell, now you're basically going to be a satellite team for Hendricks in a way. I mean, that's not going to hurt you.
You're already a satellite team.
Well, it's less than a satellite team on that, man. Dude, that's. And by the way, my boy Denny Hamlin now leads the driver points. Yeah, baby, this is the year. I'm going to call it right now. 2 races in the playoffs. Denny Hamlin, the number 11 is going to be your 2025 NASCAR Cup Series champion.
I don't have a good argument against that.
Dude, get on the bandwagon or get ran over. Whatever you want to do. And the heel Hamlin is back. I am so happy heel Hamlin is back.
That was good. I love when he embraces the booze.
Oh, man, let's do this.
I love when Denny Hamlin embraces the booze. Yeah.
Oh, dude, this is when it makes it more entertaining to watch, too. It's just, you got somebody to hate and somebody to, it's like, dude, perfect, man. Perfect. Like, it's like when, oh, man. During the race when he got taken out and won. And at the end, he's like, oh, I just beat your favorite driver. And everybody, and then he like text Hamlin was like, hey, I'm sorry. Hamlin's like, what are you talking about, man? Embrace that, dude. He had the run in the thing. He went all the way to the finals. It's not Kyle. Yeah, it was Kyle against Tyler. Ty Dillon. Ty Dillon.
Yeah, that's it.
The chin of Ty Dillon. That's right. Because it was Tyler Reddick against Ty Dillon or something. Or no. Right? No, who was in the final for that one?
It was versus Ty. It was Ty Dillon versus Ty Gibbs.
That's right. It's Ty. Okay.
Speaking of Ty Dillon, did you see that his brother wrecked him this week?
Yeah, well, it's gonna happen. I mean, you gotta.
It wasn't intentional. It was just he happened to wreck his brother.
Man, dude. To me, man, again, when you're racing, like I watch some of these wrecks, and it's like, what are some of these guys thinking? And I get it. There's aero and there's thing, but it's like. You can't say like, oh, my bad, I didn't see him. Like, I mean, come on.
So in Austin Dillon and Ty Dillon's example, that was Austin Dillon went low. He got loose. He hit the quarter panel of his brother, and his brother spun out. He got loose. It was what it
Screw
was.
that,
That
man.
happened.
I'm taking him out next round.
But
Next lap, I'm taking him out.
speaking of what are you doing? Let's talk about Larson and Blaney. So
look,
did you see like the 10, 15 laps that led up to that?
I did not see the whole like incident leading up to everything. I know it usually builds up over time to where
It did.
it's not really as cut and dry as it looks, but
So it was they kept showing the race ahead of them because at that point Bubba Wallace was so far ahead they weren't even showing first place, right? So for 20 laps they were showing Christopher Bell and I think Logano racing for second and third. And then, after that they kind of went back to showing this like battle for fourth and fifth between Blaney and Larson. And Blaney was doing the same thing that everyone else was doing that was running ahead. They were running the high line and they were giving him dirty air coming out of the corner. And Larson kept trying to go low. He kept trying to switch lane. It's hard to pass at that track going low. It's really difficult. And he couldn't get past him. There was at one point where he kind of almost got past him in the corner. And because, Blaney was up high, maybe like 5 laps before the wreck happened, because Blaney was up high, he was able to get some gas and some speed going around the corner. And, he got ahead of him. And then when Blaney was falling in behind, or when Larson was falling in behind Blaney, coming down the back straightaway, he kind of tapped him a little. Like you didn't necessarily clear me. He kind of tapped him a little, right? And Blaney got a little loose, but he kept it straight and they kept going. And that kind of told you right there, like, there's some frustration. And it was clear that Larson was frustrated. Now, as far as the accident, Blaney took the same lane that he had been taking the whole time. He was up high. And Larson dive bombed it into the corner down low and, just sort of drifted right on up and tapped his quarter panel and took him out.
I see that one coming.
And I don't know how you can argue that was accidental. His car wasn't loose. That was frustration. That's what it looked like.
No, it was Larson being Larson, and that's the way he drives. He drives on the edge, and it almost reminds me of what I mean. Now we don't talk about him as much because he hasn't been running as well. Carson Hocevar early. God, is it Hocevar or Hocevar?
It's Hocevar, but I like Hocevar too. That works.
Yeah, I thought there was an H-O-R I thought in there. But no, it's Hocevar. Yeah, I know. I just saw it now. I just looked it up and saw it. So Hocevar, like that's the way he drove, and then it felt like like Kyle Larson's at the point now to where, dude, that's what he is.
He's got a reputation now.
Yeah, but I feel like Hocevar didn't want that reputation and is now slowly backed off of it. And now he's not as good. He's not as, he's just not as.
He's not competing.
Yeah, he's just not as competitive when he can't race that way.
Yeah.
It feels like he's trying to be all like, well, I don't want to upset. Dude, dude.
He'll find his way.
You want to become the best. Yeah, but I mean, I get it when you take people out on purpose. There's going to come times where you mess up and you drive in too deep and you drift up and things like that. It's going to happen. But like
that was not what Larson was doing there.
Yeah, but I mean, again, you make it look like that's what you're doing. You try to make it look like that's what you're doing.
He did a poor job of it, but yeah, sure.
I mean, this is one of my dad's favorite drivers too. This is the Larson guy, number 5.
It's all right. Larson got his.
And then number 24 there.
Larson got his. I think it was a pit strategy. They were doing green flag pits, and he took a pit, and he was like a lap down almost, and he barely got his lap back, and then there was a caution, and he never made it back to the front, so he got his.
Yeah, no, but that's also what happens to him a lot of times. Is he almost overdrives his car, for what he has, and then it ends up biting him in the end. I mean, yeah, there's times where it doesn't, but this year it seems more than like what was it? Was it last year or the year before? Larson was just couldn't do nothing wrong.
Yeah,
I mean, except for Homestead, he couldn't stay off the wall up there until recently.
I want to say it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think it was 2 years ago. It just felt like everything was going his way. The dirt tracks, everything was just, Larson was winning, and now that's, again, we say that about the guy who's sitting in third place right now.
He won. He won 3 or 4 races this year. It's not like he's not winning, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he had 3 wins and 2 DNFs.
He does seem to be tangled up in the nonsense more.
Yeah, but I think, man, like that to me is when NASCAR's NASCAR.
Oh,
There's got to be stories within. I don't want to just see guys driving circles, man. I want it to be, I like that part of it. I love that part of, and to me, it kind of has gone away. Like you always have your guys that are stories, but there's not as much rivalry anymore. It's like they try to make it, but the drivers don't do it. They're sitting there at the stage and like, yeah, you're my boy, this and that. Yeah. No, man. No, I want to see ready to go some fights now. Like yesterday, Blaney and Larson go away from no. Say what you got to say right there, man. When did that ever happen? Excuse me, guys. Let me talk to Mr. Blaney for a minute. Like, what are we doing?
The television crew was ready though. I mean, Larson or Hamlin was still doing his burnouts, and they had already split screened.
Oh,
they were
knew.
like,
yeah. Oh no, yeah.
There may be something happening. They're like, there may be a fight.
Yeah. They knew something was going to happen. They just didn't know what. And then, unfortunately for them, it was excuse me, Mr. Blaney, can I talk to you for a minute, Mr. Larson?
Well, if it was Ricky Stenhouse, Noah Gragson, or Ross Chastain, we might have had a fight.
But again, that would have been like it always seems like in the playoffs, things heat up. It just doesn't feel like it's there yet, man. And again,
we're getting a little bit of it. We got a taste.
We're 2 races in, and you got Blaney and Larson going at it right now. And then you got Christopher Bell going to fight his crew chief. So that's going to be interesting, man.
He is really coming off like a whiny little bitch.
He is.
He seems like an abusive little tyrant. I don't like. Would you want to work for that guy? I don't know.
My question is this though, because there's many times where it feels like he's running well, and there's a dumbass mistake, or the pit strategy is different, and again, I'm not saying he has the right to talk to anybody the way he talks, and I don't know if he does that like every day of the week or everything, but after a while, I gotta believe though, you gotta start feeling like, okay, I drive my ass off, but because of decisions made elsewhere, I'm not getting, what I should be getting out of the best out of this. And then you watch, and you've got Briscoe winning, you've got Hamlin winning, and you're sitting there like, hello? Right. It's like, to me, I don't understand how it doesn't happen more between the Hendricks, the Gibbs. Penske's got what, 2, 3 guys now? 3, right?
They got 3.
3, and again, I think what's his name is the odd man out, your boy, Austin Cindric usually, but they're always seen, and this goes back to Hendricks back in the day when it was, you had what, the 11 and 24, or not the 11, sorry, the 24 and 48 were done at one shop, and the 5 and who's the other Hendrick car? 5 and 24, 48, 5. Who was the other Hendrick car with got the 5 and why am I drawing a blank? Oh, no, 48 is Bowman. Who is the other
I don't know off the top of my head, to be honest with you.
Why am I drawing a blank on this? This is crazy. All right, so you got Larson, Byron, Bowman. Who's the 4th guy? Why am I drawing such a badass blank on this?
I don't have an answer for you. I'm sorry.
No, I know you don't. I cannot believe that I'm drawing a blank on who the hell is the other Hendrick driver. Oh my goodness, this is terrible. Oh Jesus, Chase Elliott. Jesus Christ. It's the 9.
Only the most popular driver.
The most popular driver that I couldn't even think of his damn name. I went over him 3 times.
I was just at Daytona, and I don't know that Chase Elliott is the most popular driver.
Yeah, I think that's just one of those things where he was bestowed it because he was close to Junior the first couple, and then now it's slowly gone away. And also I think he comes across too as a little bit when he was winning. Now that he hasn't won as often, now he's getting a little more humbled, I think.
Just
But it
saying, if
used to be
you
the 5 and 9 at one, and the 24 and 48 at the other, and the 24 and 48 were winning, and the other ones were not doing so well. So, I mean, he does come off as a whiny little bit, but like at some point, there's probably a little bit of
if it
smoke
was
there when you're
football,
watching
if it was
these other
football,
guys.
we would say he's holding his team accountable, right?
I would think so, in a way. But again, you don't have to talk that way. And again, this is the funny part about NASCAR too. Where else do you get to hear
Yeah.
what's being said on the
On the radio.
like honestly on the radio? That's him talking to his team separately.
Yes.
You know, like he's not. You know, he didn't call him out. He did it on the radio, probably the right way. But since you're able to hear the radio talking, now it comes out. Whereas maybe he should have waited till he got to the back inside the garage. But then what it's going to be? TV cameras of him sitting there pointing at the guy like da 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 da. And then, you know, maybe tensions run high and then there's something even more there. But dude, it's got to be rough, man. 300 miles. Like if I'm driving 300 miles and all of a sudden it's like, why are we always the last ones to pit? Why are we always
that's a fair point.
this? And it's like,
Why are we doing
okay,
this?
sometimes after a while, it's got to be like, and again, sometimes it might be him speeding after the stop. Or again, I'm not saying that it's all on the team, but it feels like there's a lot of frustration there because you got 2 Joe Gibbs cars winning, and you're not there.
Right.
And I say this as he jumped 2 spots this week to go to number 8. By the way,
Yeah, he had a pretty good race.
yeah.
Which is
Right,
funny
not
because
bad.
this was the one that he was caught yelling at his team on the, and it's not
Yeah.
the first time, but this is one of the races
no,
where he
no,
was
yeah,
caught
yeah.
yelling at his team on the
Yeah.
radio.
But again, it's one of those things to where, like, why are we going in so late? You're watching all these other cars pit early, and the strategy's working. What are we getting out of pitting late? I guess would be my question to him. Like to my to my crew chief guy, like, what do you see that I'm not? They're pitting early, and it's working. It's getting into the front. We're pitting later, and then I'm trying to battle to get to the front. Like after a while, you gotta look at it and be like, okay.
And when we're talking about seconds, like a long green lap runs, we're talking about seconds, right? So like every lap that you run long on old tires is a lap that you're slower than them on fresh tires.
Yeah.
So unless it's, you know, some sort of fuel aspect that you're trying to stay out, but even then, like we saw what happened with in this race with Brad Keselowski, maybe. He was up front. He was going to make the race on fuel. He was up there with old tires. He got blasted. He was out. I don't even know where he finished. I don't even know if he finished top 20. But it was like 30 laps to go out of a caution. He had fresh tires up front, or he had old tires up front. It was over. He was done. I mean, he was in the way.
Yeah, he ended up finished 17th. Yeah. It's very interesting, man. When you look at all of this, like, so I'm looking at the stage points. Sorry, excuse me. Denny Hamlin finished with 53. Chase Briscoe 45. Logano ended up with 40. I'm just looking at the higher ones. Christopher Bell got 40. Bubba Wallace walked away with 44. Kyle Larson ended up with 41. So there's some of your playoff drivers. Even Keselowski, like you're saying, man, he ended up with 29 points for the race. So he got some stage points as well. So, I mean, it's not all bad, I guess. We're heading to Bristol, though, baby.
We are going to Bristol.
Oh,
And-
you're talking about beating and bumping and banging. Oh,
Well, as long as it's not like the last race, yeah. But this one's a playoff race, so I'm expecting a good one.
yeah. I don't feel like Bristol's the same as it used to be, man.
I'll give you that.
I don't feel like there's that. Like, if I can get to your bumper, I'm bumping you up. No, it's kind of like, it's just everything it just feels like what everything in today's society is just so like, let's just be comfortable. And then it gets to like 10 laps to go, and then it's
Balls to the
demolition
wall.
derby a
Yeah,
little
it's
bit.
right in
Yeah.
town.
But then if you didn't put yourself in a good position up to that point, why go balls to the wall now?
Right.
Like, I don't understand some of that. Like, and again, some of these guys are going to need max stage points to try to move up. And I'm wondering, like, can we get some craziness in this whole thing? Like a guy winning it, or maybe somebody out of the playoffs wins it completely, wins the race, but then you've got the battle between, 8 to 8 to 16 there, trying to battle into the
Yeah,
points, man. There's so much that
and
could
they're gonna
happen.
know, and they're gonna
Yeah.
know where they're at as that race is going, and it's gonna be changing lap by lap as everybody falls one position, gains two positions, whatever that is. I
Yeah.
mean, we're gonna see people taking 2 tires instead of 4, all sorts of stuff just to
And
try
I'm
to gain
also
or
wondering,
keep a
like,
little position.
how competitive do people drive? Because we know Bristol, you can get lapped at some point. I mean, when you start, if you're at the tail end, you're already
Half a
only
lap down.
maybe half a lap ahead of them, before the cars get going. So,
Yeah.
like, how tough do some of those cars drive, and does that force some of these good cars to have bad days
Yeah, for sure.
if they don't qualify good? I mean, like, if you end up with SVG starting 33rd, 34th or something, like, you got to do something, man. You can't just be like, hey, I'll just ride around back here for the time being, and
Yeah,
we'll
it's
be
not
good.
it's not like Daytona where you can hang out in the back
No.
as long as you don't lose the draft.
Yep. So this will be interesting, man. So for you, Bristol, we've done this each race. For you, the last 4 out are.
For me, the last 4 out are Josh Berry, Alex Bowman, Shane Van Gisbergen, and I'm going to keep it as it is. I'm going to say Austin Dillon.
Yeah, I mean,
the last 4 out are going to stay the last 4 out.
yeah, I just Austin Dillon does run better at Bristol, but again, I don't know how that car is so, the driver's so iffy. Like, I don't know. And to be honest, to me, the only people they can catch is Austin. To me, that's the only one I see. But Ross is liable to
Ross
take
has
a
got
crazy
Ross has
ass-
got 19 points on Austin Dillon.
Yeah.
So I mean, I would
Oh, he's
say
got 30 points
realistically
on
that
Austin Dillon. He's got 30.
no, it's not 19. He doesn't have 19 more points. Ross Chastain does not have 19 more points than Austin Cindric. Ross Chastain has 19 points above the cut
Oh,
line.
he's point above the point. Yeah, but if he's a minus 11 to the cut line, then that means he's got to get 11 plus the 19, right?
No, that means he's got to get 11. I mean, all right. So Austin Dillon is the cut line is just like where the drivers are. It's not like a point line. So there's a reason Austin Dillon is 11 points behind Austin Cindric, and Austin Cindric is plus 11, and Austin Dillon is minus 11.
Okay. All right. So it's 0. It's not 0. It's just 11, 11.
Right.
And one's negative. So he's 8. He's 18 points away from.
Right. So realistically, I mean,
Is 19 points away from Chastain.
anywhere from
Chastain could do something to where he makes a mistake early in the race and get taken out. Honestly, and this is also the track where somebody wrecks in front of you in the middle of the pack. You could have a lot of good cars gone early, like we saw at Atlanta.
anybody from Christopher Bell to Austin Cindric is realistically in danger if they get wrecked by John Hunter Nemechek in lap 3 and they're out for the race, and Austin Dillon runs well. Like, any of those drivers could be out.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna stick with what you said as well, though. I'm gonna stay with the 4 that are there, because to me, none of them have ran well enough to be even considered in this. The only thing that is that, again, as I said, Austin Dillon does run better at Bristol. Not necessarily better than the 12 drivers above him, but his car, for some reason, he seems to have a better control at Bristol. So we'll see what happens there. And then we're on to the round of 12. Oh, man. I'm almost hoping my boy Heel Hamlin wins, man. There's no more Denny Hamlin. It's Heel Hamlin. It's 11 versus the world, baby. 11 versus the world. Tell Papa to stop filling your head with, I got to be the... No! Embrace it, buddy. Embrace it. Make it happen. Spencer, let him know where they can get a hold of you, my man.
So if you got time, I do want to talk about something.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
No, you're good. So I'll try not to be too long because I don't want to keep this thing on forever. But I took some time to finally be able to, I hope, respectively talk about the situation with NASCAR
I have not been able
and
to look at
and the
everything you
charter.
sent me, though. I haven't been able to
So,
look at everything you sent me, so I'm gonna rely heavy on you
all
for
good.
this. I've not been able to go through this, so I apologize.
So to start off with, what is the charter, right? So I learned a couple of things about the charter that I didn't know. First off, the charter is not something that's bought from NASCAR. NASCAR doesn't sell the charters. The NASCAR took on a franchise type model. So essentially, the charter is like a franchise. You can get the charter or you cannot. They offer it to you. You sign it. Now, the charter does have value, and they do sell charters, but they sell them back and forth between team owners. Now, NASCAR facilitates the sale of the charters, but they don't collect profits from the sales of the charters. They get no money from the charters directly, which I didn't know that. I thought it was something they had to buy and get into, and it's not true. They do have to buy it, but they don't have to buy it from NASCAR. So, for instance, there's 4 charters that are available. They're looking at taking this to a 40-car charter league next year, possibly, which was part of the whole legal stuff with 2311, because 2311 was claiming they were going to sell the charters out from under them. And they were pointing to the fact that there's still these 4 charters that some of them come from Stuart Haas. I forget where the other 2 come from, I believe. But there's 4 that are available that they're going to sell out. So they're looking at taking the field from 36 to 40. And I think they're selling the other 4 for a couple of reasons. One, if 2311 and its front house, right? And if 2311 and front house fall out, they don't want to drop from 36 down front row, sorry. From 36 down to 31 cars. They want to keep it at 35. They want it to stay somewhat relative. And we've run 40 cars before, and we can run 40 cars again. So if they fix the situation, it'll be a 40-car field, and that'll be cool too. So that's, as far as the charters, they're not sold. What they are is they're a relationship. They're an agreement to enter into a relationship with NASCAR. They just had a charter, which was from 2016 or 2018 up until last year, 2024, which ran out, which is where this whole thing came up. So NASCAR put out a new charter agreement from 2025 to either 29 or 31. I forget exactly how long it is. But the charter agreement spells out revenue sharing as far as what money the teams get from TV dollars. And, it also guarantees that you have a spot in every race. So you're not an open team that has to qualify for every race. And it also, you get more money from the prize winnings if you are in the charter. So if you agree to the rules, you get more money. If you're an open team, you actually get less money. So if you win a race as an open team, you get less money than if you were a chartered team. So to me, you hear that, and the first thought was like, what is the like? They're claiming it's a monopoly and it's monopolistic behavior, right? And if to me the whole part that never made any sense to me was, okay, so you signed this thing that you get from NASCAR for free, which has value, which you can sell. And essentially you're agreeing to the revenue sharing and stuff, right? But if you don't agree to it, you don't get the revenue sharing, which makes sense to me. Like if you're not part of the team, then you're not part of the team, right? So what happened is that this year when the charter was coming out, NASCAR never negotiated with the teams. They gave them a charter, an agreement. They never negotiated the terms. Essentially, they told them it was take it or leave it. You can have this or you can not have this. It's your choice. And 2311 and Front Row, they wanted to participate. They wanted to negotiate. They wanted to negotiate the share as far as the TV contracts. They wanted to negotiate some of the other aspects of the charter agreement. And they were never given that opportunity. So that is the allegation as far as the monopolistic actions, is not necessarily that there's some sort of like financial gain that NASCAR is getting by selling these charters and whatever the charter system is. It's that they never entered into a bargaining agreement. And I think that's interesting because who brought this up? Who started this shit? It's Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan started this. Michael Jordan is trying to bring a basketball type system, a collective bargaining agreement type system into NASCAR. And that's what this whole thing is fighting. NASCAR doesn't want to collectively bargain with the teams. You can have this charter, which we're quote unquote giving you for free, which the attorneys for NASCAR are consistently saying in court. And you can get this revenue sharing or you cannot, and you can still come in and open compete, but you don't get the benefits of it. So that's what the charter system is. That is what the disagreement is. You hear a lot of stuff as far as like what's going on, and it's kind of noisy, but in the most basic sense, like that's what happened. That's what this fight is about.
But here's my question for this. And then again, I don't know that you're going to know this because, you just read whatever. So, but then if it's not a quote unquote, whatever monopolistic thing, then why wouldn't the open cars make as much money as
from the purse?
Yeah. That's almost to me, that's monopoly. You want to win that money? Well, you have to be a charter.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're telling them that you have to have a charter to win said purse. Like that I don't understand that part of it. And again, that's very minimal in this whole complex of it. But I think there should be. I mean, to be honest, and for NASCAR, and then again, I get it. It's the good old boy network or whatever, this has been a family thing and everything else. But as your TV dollars are going up, I don't understand why Hendricks and them there's got to be something more here than, and again, I'm not saying that, but like Hendricks has been doing this forever. Penske and all them.
It's
and
about,
none of them
it's about control. This whole thing is about control.
But if your revenue, you're only getting, and again, I'm throwing out, this is fake numbers, people. Have no idea. But say you give out 10% to the teams for revenue sharing. And that never changes. So not every team gets 10%, but 10% total goes to the teams to divvy up. But now your TV rights deal is doing this. And meanwhile, that's staying there and everybody's okay with that?
So the numbers that I saw, they don't give out direct numbers as far as what they're getting.
Of course, yeah.
But what I saw was that the claim is that the revenue sharing, not necessarily the amount of the revenue. First off, the amount of the revenue, my understanding is that it's well over 50% that they're sharing with the teams. It's somewhere in the 70% range, and then also that the amount of revenue that each team is getting annually with the charter agreement went up 62% from the last charter.
Okay.
Now, what those numbers are, or if it's fair, I can't tell you. I don't know. But that's, they don't say the exact numbers, but those are sort of the percentages they've been throwing around.
Yeah, but I mean, if they're sharing 73% of that, I mean, that's pretty damn good. I mean, to me, if that's, that again, that's.
So I'm saying, I don't think this is about money. I think this is about control.
Yeah.
I think, and here's the one thing that I think Michael Jordan misses. Michael Jordan is used to owning a team. He's used to owning the basketball team. He's used to being an owner. Then the team owners don't own NASCAR. This isn't the NBA. This isn't the NFL. This isn't even Major League Baseball. The team owners don't run the league.
The team owner just owns that team.
Right. And that is what they're trying. That's what he wants to change. He wants the team owners to run the league. And NASCAR doesn't want the team owners to run the league.
Gonna happen. No.
They own NASCAR. They want to run NASCAR. That's how they feel about it. And at the very most basic aspect of this, I don't think it's about money. It's about control.
Yeah, no, I get that too. And both want it, I guess, is the thing too. Because if I'm the France family or whoever is now, there with control of NASCAR, like I'm not giving up my end of it just to be like the Major League Baseball and all this stuff so that you guys can just vote us out in a way like that. That's ultimately what would happen.
Yeah, this is ours. We built it.
Yeah, this is it.
This is a private company,
But the interesting thing too, though, was again when they all went dirty in this whole thing, when it broke out in court, like it's obvious, like NASCAR doesn't really care about the fans. They're dollar bills.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you hear the upper management talk, not saying everybody, but it's like, well, just let them go back to the small tracks then. That's all right. They know we're going to find other teams. They're going to find guys from ARCA and all these other, ARCA West, ARCA East, the Cars Tour, whatever you want to do. There's drivers all over the place that'll come up here and drive these cars. Like NASCAR won't go anywhere because it's the NASCAR name in a way.
Yeah, I don't know this, but I think that, you know, as far as some of these other charters, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Junior Motorsports in Cup Series.
Yes.
Very soon.
I think that's a given. And I think he'll get the David Beckham treatment too as well.
Good. We could use a new, but you know, you be careful what you wish for, because I've seen some of Junior's stuff out there. You know, he's pretty open. He's not evil or mean or anything, but he's pretty open about what he believes, and he might be more on board with the ability to collectively bargain than what NASCAR would be comfortable with if they really think about it.
That's true. That's true though. But again, these are guys putting their money into these teams. In a way, you know, I get it. They're the owners, so it's their job to put the money in. But when that money going in doesn't equal your return on investment as a businessman, then you need to make a decision.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what? It's not in our interest to keep all of this going, because if, you know, and again, this is where I think, and again, this is where I'm thinking Michael Jordan's coming from. You guys are making all of this money on all the money that we're spending to put those cars on the track for your viewers and your TV rights and your sponsors to get paid from, and we're getting what? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's kind of like, because when you look at it from that realm, it's like, okay.
So he gets he gets the same equal share of the revenue that all the other teams get. He gets a full purse.
I think it should be broken down by cars. How many cars do you have? How many cars are you putting on the track?
Well, if you have 3 cars, and you get 3 shares of the revenue. If you have 1 car, you get 1/3 of a team that has 3 cars.
Okay, so it's broken down by
per car. Yeah, it's
okay.
per car.
Yeah.
So if so, for instance, like Penske has 2, 12, and 22. That he has 3 charters.
Yes. Yeah, but then they're paid equally, at least from what you've read or what you've gone through. So those 3 are broken down equally.
Yeah. So, you know, as far as the TV revenue, Penske gets the same amount for number 2 as Hendricks does for the 24.
Yeah, I mean, I wish we knew what the numbers were.
I wish we knew what the numbers were.
Because again, in black and white, how we're talking about it, it seems kind of fair. If you're making the money for that car is making some of the revenue share, it seems right. But I also understand the part where, you know, because as you said, like the share is there. The charter is free from NASCAR. But it's free because they're going to make money on you putting that number 5 in the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
yes, 100%.
So they're making money off of something you'll never make money off of, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, that's not true.
You understand what I'm saying? Like
the teams own the charter. They can sell it. That charter has value.
I get that, but if I put that number 5 on the track, all right.
Mm-hmm.
And NASCAR is doing all this stuff with my number 5, and they're doing all the here's my other question, I guess. And again, I don't know how much you can answer this, so I apologize because
you sound like Germany and in the EU complaining about Greece.
Right. I'm just coming up with stuff here, and I'm throwing it at you.
I'm
and
just
you're
saying,
like,
why?
I'm waving.
Well, and if you're 2311, right? You're like, okay, so. We've got a young team that's got a lot of attention. We're bringing a lot of eyeballs, and I want a bigger share. Why the hell should I get the same share as Eric Jones?
No, I mean, that part is, but that's where it goes back to my thing. Like, if they're using your car to advertise and all this stuff, are the teams getting anything from that from NASCAR? Like, is NASCAR giving Chase Elliott money to be the spokesperson when he's doing a tour for NASCAR, or he goes on the Kimmel show or anything? Does NASCAR give anything to the team for that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. No, I didn't know if that was involved in there, because to me, then, if that is not the case, and again, then I feel like then there should be more given, because to me,
right?
Yeah, because to me, you're the way you've processed this is great for you because you're pocketing all this money when people go to races. 100,000 people in Daytona are paying tickets to NASCAR, not to Hendricks, not to Gibbs, not to anybody else. But you're going to watch their cars.
I think that people underestimate the cost that NASCAR brings in as far as running NASCAR. It's not just the France family like collecting checks. There's a lot of
I know
employees.
there's AMR, there's crews, there's people, there's shutting down streets, there's police, I know there's an associated cost, but at the end of the day, anything you profit is it's almost like what are those things, those companies called where you're there, but everybody else is doing the work and you're collecting the money. It's probably like a very basic name.
Isn't that just called being like an owner of a business that runs on its own? Don't we all wish for that?
No, we do, but if say you're the guy over here that's giving me, hey Spencer, here's a little bit of this company. I'm giving it to you for free. You go out. It's almost like a Ponzi scheme.
Are you talking about like stock options?
And no, but if I just gave you a little piece of my company, now you go out and you build up yours, but I'm making money off of you.
Mm-hmm.
And you get nothing.
It just sounds like business.
It does in a way, but it also my whole thing is like when I look at it from like, thinking of it as entertainment or NBA wise and this and that. If you own a team, you own the arena you're playing in. So you get all that ticket money and anything else that comes with that, concerts and everything else. Mm-hmm. You get all this other stuff. Whereas if you're in NASCAR, you show up at the track and you get whatever your sponsors give you.
So build a track.
Like, well, I gave it to you for free. You get a little bit of the TV revenue. Here you go.
So, NASCAR doesn't own all the tracks. I think they own like 3 of them, and each of those tracks is a separate corporation that runs on its own independent money. So, if you're a team owner, if
they're
if
not
you want
paying
to build a track,
something to come there to go to that track, you can't tell me that they're not telling NASCAR is going, oh, you know what? Out of the kindness of our heart, we're going to come to you because you're going to let us race there for $1,000.
Oh, of course not. But so build a track, own it. You own a team. You want to own a track, go fucking build one. The team owners have to build one.
Yeah, I guess it's just a different. It's like, to me, it almost sounds like, because as an American sports fan, you don't look at it as everything like soccer and things like that, where they got, they loan guys out and then they, or whatever and things like that. It just doesn't sound like. I don't understand.
It doesn't sound like every other league that we have in the nation.
Not only that though, but if you're a businessman like Hendricks and Penske, yeah, how are you just okay going, oh, okay, let me just sign it?
Because it's profitable for them. I don't think these people don't make money. That's the thing.
Well, no, but maybe that's probably some of the thing here is that, you've got Jordan and Hamlin who are like, look, we got a little bit of money, but we're not Hendricks. We're not making our engines and people are paying us for. You're not Penske. You're not owning Indianapolis and everything else. This is kind of what we're.
Yeah. Speaking of own your own track. Yeah. Penske. There you go.
Exactly. It's like, but they're not like, how much money does this goddamn Trackhouse guy have? Good God.
I have no idea.
Like, how can you sit there and just be like, okay, boom, let me just sign it and like, no worries. Like, I just don't get how.
To be honest with you, in comparison to other professional sports leagues, NASCAR is pretty cheap to get into.
Oh, no, yeah, but it could turn into something more expensive. You got a bad driver and they're wrecking all the damn time.
Yeah, of course.
Because once you start having to buy the chassis and engines and you can get away with it if you run like, and I go back to the trucks. What is it? Jennifer Jo Cobb. She always runs at Hialeah. I love, she's an awesome person. I got to sit down and talk with her. Fantastic person. But it's like her uncle and her brother or her crew team, and then they're out there. They got the little wrench, and I mean it's. And she's like, I only race these kind of tracks because my car doesn't get damaged. At the time, I know now. I think she got some more sponsors. She's been in a couple other races, but back like 3 years ago, I got to sit down with her, and she's like, I was like, how come you don't run a full thing? And she's like, I can't afford to run a full thing. If this truck gets damaged, that's coming out of out of our pockets here. It's not like we're sitting here running, 15 chassis at a garage or something, and it was, that opened my eyes to that. And then also one time, one of my friends tried to get a sponsorship with their company on NASCAR on a truck series, because I told him, I was like, I wouldn't go like NASCAR at the time. What was it? A world, not camping truck series. Can't remember what Xfinity was. Maybe it was camping or maybe something, but I was like, stay with the trucks. They're probably a little cheaper. And this is how long ago it was. Jeff Bodine was the driver of the truck.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And it was $3.7 million to put on the hood per race. And if he finished 50% of the race, it was an additional $500,000.
That's
insane. To put their front center. And again, at that time, though, I believe Bodine was like a big name in trucks.
He was.
You know what I'm saying? So I can understand that, but still 4.2. I was like, but that's also why now you see a lot of these teams, they were worked in the big agreements with a lot of companies, FedEx for one, and now those contracts are running out. And now you're seeing why now you got like Progressive for 6 races, and this for 5 races, and this for 4 races, and this for 3, because it gets astronomical. And I wonder how much of that would be controlled if
Dad's calling me. Hi, Dad.
How much of that would be, lowered if they were making more? You good?
Yeah, 1 second. Hold up.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, Pop, you're on the podcast.
Oh, I'm on the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So, how you feel about Denny Hamlin winning?
You don't want my answer to that?
I want it, sir. I want it now.
All right, I'm gonna let you go. I'll call you back.
He's not a Hamlin fan?
No.
I'm gonna get him a shirt. I'm getting him a shirt and send it to you. What size is he?
Extra large.
Extra large. All right. Hamlin versus the world shirt coming to him. I'm gonna get him one. I'll let you know when I get it. I'll get your address and send it to you.
Awesome.
Or a PO box. We'll drop it in there. But it just doesn't seem good business either way, I guess, in a way. Because if you're the France family, why are you going to give away profits you don't need to? But if you're the teams, why are you not trying to get as much profits as you can get?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think this is about money.
No, it's not. But again,
at the end, what are we really trying to control? We're trying to control money, right? But
yeah. I mean, ultimately, it does come down to
at the most basic level. I think this is about control.
Yeah, it's about the France family and everybody, whoever's on the NASCAR side, being able to do what they continue to do.
Yeah, in the NFL, the commissioner works at the
owners.
At the owner's behest. Like. The owners can get rid of him anytime they want. In NASCAR, you can't get rid of the France family. It's not happening.
No. And that's why the owners love Mr. Goodell, because he'll sit on the sword for them. But at the same time, if he has to, he can get tough with them. Right. So he can look good, and then he turns into their little whipping boy when he has to. If something goes wrong, hey, I'll take it. Okay, you know what? We're going to give you another extension, buddy, because you're there. Appreciate you.
He's really good at it.
Because the owners don't take the ass chewing. He does. So, yeah, man. Yeah, that's going to be interesting, man. I want to see how this plays out and goes, because honestly, I don't think 23-11. If you only have them in front row, standing opposing, it's not going to go anywhere. You got to get more meat there, man. And by meat, I mean you got to either a Penske or a Hendrick. I think you have to get one of those two. Other than that, if anybody else joins you, I don't think it means anything.
Joe Gibbs, maybe.
Maybe Gibbs, maybe, but I just don't know how much he's involved, because when you look at the engines and the building, like there's the guys you're looking at is Hendricks and Penske and things like that. So, but again, I don't know what'll happen, man. It's not going to change either way. But then now I wonder, like, does Jordan just be like, oh, I'm out?
Oh, well. Listen, I mean, that's why I brought up the Tyler Reddick thing earlier. Like, I thought it was very interesting.
No,
we haven't
feel
heard
like
we haven't heard about any infighting between the teams, and I get the feeling that, like, if you're Tyler Reddick, you've got to be pissed.
Oh, you got to be very pissed.
You put my future at jeopardy because you want control. Like, this isn't yours.
Yeah, but also, like, once they're not chartered, he can leave at any point. That's where I feel like that it's like, you know, they're doing this to CYA. So if they lose the charter, then Reddick will probably end up getting money from Hamlin or Jordan.
Oh, they don't have a charter.
Go. No. What I'm saying though is
they're racing this. They're racing this year as open teams. They are not on a charter.
No, I get that, but if the thing doesn't work out in their way and 2311 closes its doors, is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
Now the lawsuit's out there for Reddick to get, you know, whatever, a little bit of pay from, you know, 2311 for this whole thing. I think this is orchestrated by Hamlin and Jordan more than probably people realize, because I guarantee you Bubba Wallace does the same thing soon. And then Riley Herbst maybe after that.
Oh yeah. You got to look out for yourself.
Yeah, and you can't make it look like, even if you are 100% with 2311, you can't really play that out with NASCAR either, can you? Because now you don't have a cup ride. Will you get a cup ride? Because they're like, well, you were with those guys. And I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. If they don't want you driving, you're probably not going to be driving.
Listen, people wouldn't keep doing this if they weren't making money. And Penske and Joe Gibbs and, you know, Hendricks, they make money doing this. This is something they make money doing. It is not for fun. They don't throw money away doing this.
Oh, yes,
so if you mess with their money,
they have a lot of stuff on the side though to make money off of.
Yeah, but people are able to start teams too. I mean, Tony Stewart. Well, the Haas family has money, so I take that back. That's a bad example.
No, but they also only went so far where they're like, oh, I'm not gonna, you know, I'm done. I can't do any more money. I'm out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I get it that they're making money, but does the money become ROI or just enough to make it work? Because also with this whole thing is, as you said, with NASCAR paying as much as they do to make sure these races go on, the teams are paying the same amount, not the same amount, but they've got to make sure that their cars are getting to wherever logistically. They got to make sure they got security for these guys. They got to make sure there's security for the teams. They've got to make sure there's places for their people there for the Xfinity truck, and depending on what series they're in. You've got all that. You've got media. You've got cars that drive back and forth to the hotels, and then crew. You're flying crew members in the day of the race, usually maybe the day before they get to the hotel. Then I've seen guys coming from the airport with suitcase luggages on top, pulling up for practice on like a Friday because they just flew in and the last guy was late and they had to come straight to the track. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're doing all of that as well. And those guys, you're not, you know, I mean, I remember, you know, you had the Rainbow Warriors and all that stuff. Some of those crews, you're not putting them up at the Motel 6 down the street in Homestead. You know, you're taking care of them. So there's a lot of money going in. There's a lot of money coming out. I'm not going to say that anybody's crying poor, but at the same time, if you don't have the revenue, which I don't think that Jordan and Hamlin have that revenue that Penske's bringing in from other things outside. Not saying that Jordan doesn't have a host of shit outside of there, but again, when you're looking at Hendricks, you've got the engines, you've got all this stuff coming in. Hell, I mean, now, like we just talked about earlier, you've got Cole Custer. They're coming over. Their car's going to be, you know, rolled out with Hendricks engines and everything else. So, you know, there's a lot coming into those that Jordan and Hamlin don't have.
Sorry, I was just reading the bottom there. Hold up. Women quells internet hate after you misidentified as Phillies Karen. I'm a Red Sox fan. She was wearing a Phillies jersey.
Yeah, I don't think I think they found somebody that looked like her maybe. I'm not
Oh,
sure.
it's the wrong lady.
I'm guessing if that's what they're saying because I don't know. Again, it was down here in Miami, of course. It happened in Miami at Marlins Park or Lone Depot.
Listen, that lady, she's the worst.
You took the ball from me, but again, if I'm that guy, I'm like, well, take it from me then if you want it. You want to be big and bad? Let's go, huff and puff.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if you can blow the house down because we go at it right here. You took the ball from me. No, I got
so
the
hold
ball
up.
right
So can we just real quick and let's get the hell out of here, right? So the way I see it is very simple. Ball comes out because if you see the video, the whole thing, right? Like the ball came at her. She didn't catch it.
No, it fell
She
down
dropped
in
that
front of
shit.
her.
She dropped it to the aisle in front of her, tried to reach down. He was the only person in that aisle. He was 10 seats away, but he was the only person in that aisle. He ran over and he grabbed it. The Phillies guy that was over around the corner, he was running to get it too. He just didn't get there fast enough. And she went and yelled at him too,
He
by
didn't
the
go
way.
up to her. He didn't go up to her.
Well, she went and yelled at the Phillies,
That too.
the Eagles fan.
Because
Yeah,
I
she
touched
yelled
the
at him
ball
too.
first. I get the ball. Like,
No,
come
bitch,
on, man.
you dropped it.
You
You dropped it. It's not
it's
yours.
about control. Control.
Thank you. If you drop a home run ball and you don't pick it up fast enough, it's not yours anymore.
Dude, but also to be honest, man, I'm happy for the little kid, man. That he got all
he
that
made
stuff
out.
and the things like that. But like, dude, Dad, toughen up a little bit too, buddy. Stick up for your kid, man. In a way. I mean, I get it. You're getting yelled at on TV, and
I don't know
come
though,
on.
because let's say he had toughened up, right? And how does that go?
You got
She gets in his
security there,
face,
man. Dude, I'm not
you
going
know,
to give you the ball.
what does she get in his face? Does he have to push her off? Like that? You don't know that lady.
Look, that's all on TV. You know, if you sit there and like I won't hit you. You don't hit me. Do whatever you got to do. But like, for him to
very
be
easily
like,
could have.
here's the ball. Like, dude, that's a kid, man. Just took it from your kid. Like, no, man. I got the kid's happy. It's his birthday.
Mm-hmm.
That ball ain't going nowhere. You want to
Yeah.
keep the ball? You should have caught it and held on to the damn thing.
Yeah, he should have argued for it a little bit longer. He told her to go fuck herself.
Yeah,
But
it just was like the whole thing where like, and again, I don't know what she's saying. She may have been F-bombing him. Like, I can't believe this guy, the kid's saying this in front of a kid. But damn it, kids have heard a lot worse lately these days.
She was
worse.
Well, there's one video where you can hear what she's saying, and she was screaming, "You stole it from me! You stole it from me!" Anyways, enough of that lady.
That's like going to a concession stand and the guy in front of you get a soda and be like, "Ah, I was in line. That was my soda. You took my soda."
Yeah.
Come on, man. Come on. All right, let them know where they can talk to you, Spence.
All right, you can find me on X at NoDoubt87. You can find me here talking racing now. You can find me on these YouTube streets hanging out. But most of you want to hit me up on X, NoDoubt87.
You can check me out at StanleyMedia_11, and I'm at Stanley Media House everywhere else. Please head over to the Stanley Media House Network YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the notifications button. We've got Talking Racing now, 7 p.m. on Monday, and the Square Circle Digest, 6 p.m. on Wednesdays with myself and Frankie Fresco. Spencer, appreciate you, my man. And until next week, enjoy the tracks. It's Bristol, baby.